In this section, I am discussing about string basics, that is the string data type, and also bit of Unicode. Though for Unicode, I have already discussed in detail in one of my Udemy tutorial, which is of the regex or regex. In this section, I am discussing about the string data type along with three relative questions. String data type in JavaScript is easy to handle. JavaScript does not have a single character data type like we have in C, C++ or other traditional languages. String is a separate data type, but that can be used for single character and multiple characters. When it comes to declaring a variable as a string, you can use double quotes, single quotes, or even backticks to deal with the string data types. Backtick we will see in the next section, as it is about a new feature called template literal or template string introduced in ES6. So let's tweak with double and single quotes syntax for this section. If I have to declare a string variable, normally what I do is I declare it with the variable name, and for example I give double quotes. Let's say I am not new to JavaScript. That's what I want to say. Of course, I'm going to use the console log and I'm going to display this value. So this is a string data type. Let me just run this. Now you see that the output is I am not new to JavaScript. Now for example, I want to display this I am not new to JavaScript this way. So what I can do is I can use a single quote in between. Now if I run this, this will display it as it is. Now imagine that if I declare this particular string with single quotes, which is a valid syntax as such when you have to declare the string. But because you wanted to have a single quote in between, then you will prefer to have double quotes for the string declaration. Because if I use single quotes here, then it will give me error because this is the closing of this particular single quote. So either you use double quotes to declare a string, say for example like this, I am not new to JavaScript. Now this is single quote and this is fine, right? Because in between I am not using any single quotes. Now in this case, if I have to use, let's say, double quotes in between, I can do that because the entire string begins with a single quote and ends with a single quote. So in between, if I have to display double quotes, it's easy. So I use the single quote to declare it. Now let's run this. You see, there is no issue. Normally in traditional languages or even in JavaScript, we have the escape sequences. Say for example, when you have to display, let's say in the same case, I want to display like this. I want to use this only. Then I can use the escape sequence. That is, I'll say slash before the character, which is actually a special character. I'm giving an instruction by giving a slash that this character is not the end of the quote. Treat that as a normal character. So now if I run, there will not be any issue. Let me clear the console first and I'll run this. You see this? Now there is no problem. But even if you do not want to use escape characters or escape sequences, certainly you can tweak with double quotes or single quote in between. Now, as I mentioned about this slash and quote, escape sequence is a very common way you must have known by C, C++ or all traditional languages use escape sequence. For example, I want to add a new line here. Let's say I'm again writing I am not new to JavaScript. Now, let's say I want to have a new line here. So what I will say, I'll say /n. So the /n means that it's a special character, special instruction that this is a new line. So now if I run, you'll see that the message is displayed on the new line. The way we have /n, we have /t for tab, /r for carriage return. If you want to display, for example, slash only, like this, say for example, I want to display slash here. If I run, it does not display the slash, right? I want to display it, so again it begins with slash only. So this says that this second slash is a special character but displayed as a string. So now if I run, a single slash is displayed. So when you have special characters which have some instruction, but you want to treat those characters as a normal character or a display character, you can begin that with a slash inside a string, which we call as an escape sequence or escape character. Now, as I'm mentioning about escape characters, I must mention one very useful escape sequence, and that is the slash u. Slash u is also one of the sequence which will allow you to work with Unicode characters. As such, the string data type is stored in UTF-16 format. But in case if there is a special character to be displayed, then Unicode is represented with a 4-digit hexadecimal number. To display this character, you can use slash u and there will be a 4-digit hexadecimal number. Let's practically try one. For example, you want to show the copyright sign. Then the hex value for a copyright sign is 00A9. So I'm going to say here, I'll just remove this. I'll say 00A9. Now this is a value which I want to display as a copyright. But if I run this, this is directly 00A9. Now I want to give an instruction that this is the hexadecimal value and I am referring the Unicode. So now you see I have given slash u. If I run this, there is a copyright sign displayed. Sometimes you may want to refer the longer Unicode numbers. In long Unicode numbers, say for example, if you refer the Unicode chart, you will see that the emoticon range is from 1F6012 to 1F64F. That means it is not 4-digit hexadecimal, but it's 5-digit long hexadecimal. Now if I give, let's say, slash u, for example, the very first smiley is 1F601. So there are 5 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 digits we have, right? If I run this, it doesn't display the desired result. I want that it should display the smiley only. When it comes to longer Unicode, you have to cover the Unicode hex value in curly brackets. Now let me just clear this and run. Now you see there is a smiley. Now see, instead of 601, I'll just say 602 or maybe 3 because the range for emoticon is this one. So now I have changed this to 3. Let me run and you'll see a different smiley. So you can deal with Unicode using the slash u inside a string. So these are few very basic things about the string data type. Double quote, single quote, doesn't matter. In the next section, we'll be dealing with backtick also. Let's discuss few questions here. The first question is, explain various ways to declare a string variable. So these are the different ways you can declare a string. There is also another way, which is a string class. So you can create an object of a string class, but that's a different discussion. So at the moment, we are using these 3 ways to declare a core string variable. The second question is, how will you deal with Unicode characters? So this is how you deal with Unicode. You use slash u, like here we have displayed the copyright character, and in this code, we are displaying a smiley. So this is a way to display a Unicode character. The third question is, show the syntax to display long Unicode characters. So in this code sample itself, you see that we need to use the curly brackets when we have to display the long Unicode character.